They are the crimes that keep Houston's most seasoned detectives up at night. The worst of the worst murders that they were never able to solve. All day today, Local 2 has worked with investigators in hopes of catching cold case killers, profiling the most unforgettable victims in hopes of finally bringing them justice. Tonight, as we wrap up our special day of Houston's top unsolved murders, Local 2 investigator Robert Arnold is back with the story of a young college girl brutally killed in her prime. Robert?
In the fall of 1989, Angie Darling was a junior at the University of Houston. Her path in life starting to come into focus. We sat down with her parents, and they say that September day, more than 2 decades ago, saw the loss of an unforgettable personality who was a success at anything she tried.
Vivacious and very, very outgoing.
Well, as I'm sitting here, I know she could have been president.
The parents of 24-year-old Angie Darling say their daughter was as bubbly as she was feisty, an analytical thinker who found her creative soul while studying art and interior design at the University of Houston.
I miss her arguing with me sometimes. Yeah, she always kept me updated. She kept my clothes updated. She'd say, you know, don't look frumpy.
You don't really ask why. You ask, what am I supposed to do? Because you don't have any experience.
That was the feeling Harold and Connie Darling had in September of 1989. On a Friday, Angie called her mom to say she was staying at her boyfriend's apartment, but she'd be home first thing Saturday morning.
I told her I loved her, and that would be the last time I talked to her. Saturday
came and went. Angie never showed. By Sunday, her parents, friends, and family organized search parties. Missing person flyers posted near an apartment complex off Cypress Wood, where Angie was last seen.
We had groups of people, and we covered Cypress Wood up and down 1960 and north.
Those agonizing hours of searching stretched into Monday. Harold Darling tried to go back to work.
I can't work. I gotta go. I gotta go do something.
Darling was out with searchers and news crews on September 25, 1989, when Angie was found in a wooded area off Cypress Wood. Investigators say she had been beaten and strangled. Darling now faced the terrible burden of waiting for his wife to come home.
When you're sitting there knowing you're going to have to tell your spouse that your daughter's dead.
And I saw Harold and his friend down there, and I told her right then and there, I said they found her and she's dead.
With no physical evidence pointing detectives to a killer, the Darlings hired a private investigator. But in the last 22 years, nothing has helped detectives pinpoint who killed Angie. And while the Darlings say they have learned to live with the loss, they will never give up hope somebody will come forward.
That somebody will come along and say, you know, it's time. It's time for me to fess up. This is what I know.
I sat in church one Sunday morning and I just said, God, she's yours.
Harris County Sheriff's detectives say they found Angie's car on Cypress Wood near that apartment complex, and it didn't appear to have any mechanical problems, which makes her walking away from that apartment complex all the more puzzling. If you do know anything about this case, please call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. We are live. Robert Arnold, KPRC Local 2.
Now, we do have an unsolved murders section on our website. Please visit click2houston.com for another look at the victims and the suspects that we profiled today. Just look under News and then click on Local 2 Investigates.